Okay. Ezra Miller situation. People have been telling me about it. Not super educated on it. I'm gonna read through this. Okay. Ezra Miller's. Okay. So Ezra Miller. Parents say actors taking control of their daughter ask court for protective order. Okay. Ezra Miller is not only a bad influence, they're a danger to the well being of an 18-year-old woman, at least according to her parents, who are asking the court to step in and keep the actor away from her. He's also a bad Flash, just telling you. Anyway, according to new legal documents obtained by TMZ, Dakota Iron Eyes. What is that? Is that their name? What? What is that their actual? That's their legal birth name? Looking that up. Is this an indigenous person? Only because of this picture, I would assume. Okay. Oh, did this happen? I gotta look more into this. Okay. Met a then 23-year-old Miller in 2016. She was just 12, and the actor was visiting the Standing Rock Reservation in North Dakota. Okay, so it was indigenous. Okay. From there, Dakota's parents say that she and Ezra developed a friendship they believe puts Takata at risk. My first question is, how did you? Why did you? What, dude? I'm not even trying to be that guy. What was the parents' intervention there? Um, what was the parental supervision there? Because I feel like that's a really important conversation. It doesn't make what Ezra did any less shitty if he did do it, if these allegations are true. But it's like, what happened that you let your 12-year-old go and hang out with 23-year-olds? I don't care that Ezra goes by they them, but thank you for telling me. Interest. I mean, I just please respect this person that might be a predator. Okay, sorry. Dakota's parents say that she and Ezra developed a friendship they believe puts her at risk. Dakota's parents say Miller flew her to London in 2017 to visit the studio where Fantastic Beasts and Where They Find Them was filmed, as she was a big fan and Ezra was a star in a movie. At the time of the trip, they say Dakota was 14, Ezra was 25. Did they go with her? Did they? Why? I wouldn't allow her to do this at 14 by herself. Because this sounds like what we're gauging up for is like legitimate grooming. As the friendship, we'll say, continued, Dakota's parents claim Ezra supplied her underage daughter with alcohol, marijuana, and LSD. Not only that, they claim Ezra, best known as the Flash in DC superhero films, thank you for establishing that, disrupted Dakota's schooling at a private institution in Massachusetts so much she dropped out in 2021. The parents say they flew to Miller's Vermont home in January to get their daughter and discovered she didn't have her driver's license, keys, car keys, bank card, and any other items needed to navigate life independently, which is actually a sign of grooming, is like disconnecting people off from their ability to like escape in some capacity. Again, if this is real, if this is true, like taking away someone's, like disconnecting somebody, pulling them away from family, friends, taking their credit cards and their driver's license, removing their ability to move on, is something that obviously you would engage in because it makes them more dependent onto you. And the fucked up part is a lot of times the people don't care. They're like, okay. It's like, oh, you don't need this. You don't need a driver's license. I'll do this. I can do this for you. You don't need them. They don't understand you. And people just wanted to tell you that they were they them so that people wouldn't dick ride in the comments. That's fair. Yeah, because people will have a fucking absolute meltdown. Yeah, true. Fair enough. Okay. Anyway, a lot of times the person being groomed would be like, okay, they fall for it. That's the thing that people don't understand. Where she's probably, for lack of a better term, happy, comfortable with the engagement because she's young, impressionable, and she doesn't understand the real world. That's how these things work. That's probably the most disgusting aspect of it. Shortly after she got home, Dakota's parents say she fled to New York City to reunite with Ezra. See what I say? And from there, the pair has been traveling together to Vermont, Hawaii, and Los Angeles. The two were spotted in a club in Hawaii in a video obtained by TMZ. As we've reported, Miller got arrested several times during their stay in Hawaii, including an incident where they allegedly attacked bar patrons. He's crazy. The cops were asking him something, and he said, "I'm non-binary. I'm uncomfortable with a male cop." Great. So he's using, whether his identity is real or not, I don't know. He could just be using it as a weapon. Whatever. But that sounds like they're using their identity as a shield. It's like, oh, well, I'm uncomfortable. I don't want a male interrogating me. Shut the fuck up, right? You like if you're a biological female and like you're getting frisked, it makes sense to request a male or a female. That makes perfect sense. But shut the fuck up. She's just asking for special treatment now. You're being a fucking entitled bitch. In the documents, Dakota's parents state Ezra uses violence, intimidation, threats of violence, fear, paranoia, delusions, and drugs to hold sway over young adolescent Dakota. They claim Ezra also told Dakota to solely go by Gibson, a nickname she formerly used with her family and friends. Okay. Gibson. Then there's this. They say Ezra decided Dakota is non-binary transgender when they had previously declared herself non-binary queer gay. Wait, what? I'm so confused. So they're saying that Ezra has manipulated Dakota into having their own identity from non-binary queer and gay to a non-binary transgender. Non-binary generally falls under the blanket of that. I don't even know what the fuck this is talking about, but I wouldn't doubt it if Ezra is using this person's identity, like trying to manipulate their identity. People can be very impressionable. Trans people exist. Non-binary people exist, but a lot of people use it like identify without any actual reason. Either to try to seem like cool or quirky, or to potentially diagnose another issue they might have, like some kind of body image issue. But that's a whole conversation for another day. I am an adult and I deserve to feel authority in my own body. I'm tired of wondering whether or not cops will show up to section me on a daily basis. I've decided upon a therapist, and I'm excited to now engage in conversation with a mental health professional about my anxiety and probable depression. It's no one's business. My choices are my own. Oh my God. Who is this? Is this statement by Dakota? Oh, there's a lot. Oh, there's a lot. Wait, is this Dakota saying something? I'd like to make a statement that acknowledges a tragedy that is the narrative of general public and the assumptions made on my behalf by my family and friends regarding my stability and otherwise. It's the girl. It's the girl. This is the girl talking. Oh, man. This is going to be bad. Because she's going to agree with Ezra because she's a fucking impressionable child. She's an adult now, but if she's been getting groomed since 13, then this is crazy. I dropped out of BARD 5 months ago. I don't know what that is, probably school. My friend and comrade William passed shortly after that. My mind was incredibly impacted, and I needed space and time for the processing of my grief. My comrade Ezra Miller, for the entirety of the aforementioned era, has only provided loving support and invaluable protection throughout this period of loss. Yeah, that makes perfect sense because you're upset, and it makes you more vulnerable as a person. So you're a child that's feeling vulnerable because of the passing of your friends. And what happens? Ezra Miller provides themselves, and again, these are all accusations. They aren't necessarily fully validated, but this makes sense. He would swoop in, and he would become your emotional dependent in some capacity. You know, you need Ezra now because he's established whatever. This fucking idiot established themselves. Talking about Ezra, sorry, as your emotional provider. So now you have a level of dependency on them. I am in no way or under any circumstances have ever been during my short-lived adulthood in need of a conservatorship. Oh, they're pushing for a conservatorship. Okay, that makes sense. My father and his allegations hold no weight and are frankly transphobic and based on the notion that I am somehow incapable of coherent thought or opposing opinion of those of my own kindred worrying about my well-being. I am now aware of the severity of emotional and psychological manipulation I was made to endure while in my parents' home. Holy shit. Wow, this is fucked up. Dude, she's gone. How horrible. Bro. I mean, maybe it's possible that her home life was horribly manipulative and abusive. I guess that's still possible. In fact, it's almost likely. I'm not going to say it is. Because, like, this is how impressionable people are created. Having a shitty home life where like your mother and father or people, your guardians are supposed to be the ones taking care of you and being your emotional dependents. And then like all the, like before I asked, like, why did they let him alone with her? I would never, you know? So it's like, I'm not saying it, again, a lot of this is very speculative, but I wouldn't fucking allow her to be alone. You know what I'm saying? So, like, it's possible that, like, that's the thing, is that they might have been shitty, and then all of a sudden she's like, well, I'm with this guy now. But he's shitty as well, but she can't identify it. Part of it is possibly because she's comfortable with shitty people because her parents were shitty. I'm not saying that they are. I'm just saying that some things can be a little bit deeper than we want to believe they are. I'm an adult and I deserve to feel authority in my own body. I'm tired of wondering whether or not cops will show up to section me on a daily basis. I've decided upon a therapist, and I'm excited to now engage in conversation with my mental health professional about my anxiety and probable depression. It is no one's business. My choices are my own. And as to the nature of police intervention in my case, it was unnecessary and it is a waste of time and resources. This bout of blatant betrayal and toxicity my parents and others have chosen to punish me with has been desperately, embarrassingly, and traumatically life-altering. Relationships in my life have been grossly affected, some detrimentally so. This behavior is unacceptable and needs to be called out. Okay. Wow. Interesting. How do I get to the 4th page? What the fuck? I guess you just don't. Okay, that's not what I wanted to do. That's the next segment. All right, go back. It seems Dakota is aware of her parents' concerns. She recently took to social media to say that she's mentally stable and her comrade Ezra has been help in her life. She also says that she's recently gotten a therapist and is looking forward to the future. Dakota's parents are asking the court to step in and issue an order of protection against Ezra on behalf of their daughter, and a hearing is set for next month. Wow. We reached out to Ezra and no word. Okay. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and another special shout out to all my Patreon and Twitch subs. If you'd like to support this channel further than you already have by just watching the video alone, go down to the links below where you can sub on my Patreon, which will allow you to get your name on this beautiful black wall. Or you can go to the Twitch page and you can actually use a free Amazon Prime sub, if you have Amazon Prime, to subscribe. Thank you very much, guys. Take care.